Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My good students of PS English language. Uh, okay, and literature. I want to ask you that today we are going to have a video of Chapter 8. Question number 1 about memorization. So let me share the screen so you can be able to see what we are going to teach you today. Okay, my PS English students, you can see here we have Chapter 8, organizing information for study. Question 1 is about memorization. Just look at this student. Oh, what a student is upset. Is here are standing. Why? Because he's in tension. Memorization is evil. I just forget why. So basically, cramming is not education, but memorization is for points only. You write by yourself. Memorization. What is the definition of memorization? Memorization is the process of committing something to memory. It is a mental process undertaken in order to store in memory for later recall visual, auditory, and tactical information. The scientific study of memory is part of cognitive neuroscience, an interdisciplinary link between cognitive psychology and neuroscience. You understand now? What are the contents? One is development of memorization, second is technique, third is improving, okay, and also there are some other things, but you don't need to see it here. And some references I have taken from different websites. So development of memorization, how it happens. Within the first 3 years of a child's life, they begin to show signs of memory that is later improved into their adolescent years. This includes short memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory, working memory, and autobiographical memory. Memory is a fundamental capacity that plays a special role in social, emotional, and cognitive functioning. Problems with studying the development of memorization include having to use verbal response and confirmation. Okay, okay. If you can see here, I can show you now. See now. Memorization, how to memorize information. There are 4 steps for that. This is our brain, very some part of memorization. Okay, you see here how to memorize information in 4 steps. Number 1, attention. Number 2, encoding. Number 3, storage. Okay, and retrieval. Understand now? Having a better memory isn't just helpful to memory. Remember your families. Go to post, roast, recipe. Okay, it's also an important skill to have at work, whether it's remembering the name of someone you met at a conference, or recalling figures or dates during a meeting with your team. A good memory is good for business. Unfortunately, for anyone who now thinks to themselves, well, I'm not good at memorizing anything, your brain is a muscle and can be trained. Your brain memorizes information in 4 steps. Number 1, attentional attention. I told you here. Number 2, encoding. Number 3, storage. Number 4, retrieval. Okay. Okay. I will tell you what happens in each stage. So you can see this happens. Number 1, intention. Let's say you are in a meeting and done of your colleague pitch a marketing idea. The second one, your brain filters it and hopefully deems it important. Only when you consciously perceive information will it be passed on to the next step, encoding. It looks like your colleague's speech was good because your brain is now encoding the information. In this step, it will either be move into your short-term memory or working memory. Your short-term memory will hold information for a few seconds, while in your working memory, you can retain it for up to 20 minutes. This can be helpful when solving a math problem or cleaning up an Excel sheet, but it won't help you recall your colleague's speech during the client call next Thursday. For example, number 30, storage. Moving information from your short-term memory into your long-term memory is an active step. Your brain can't make this decision for you. You will have to memorize it using a technique that works for you. But we will get to that in a minute. What is the retrieval? Number 4. How you pay attention, coding, and store information will affect how well you can retrieve it at a later point in time. The more time that passes between the last steps, two steps, storage and retrieval. The more important is to revisit and review the information frequently so it stays fresh in your mind. This covers the basics of memorization, what I told you above process, but let's dive into how your brain can get better memorizing. Depending on how your mind works, you may find that either verbal or visual memorization technique help you better retain piece of information. So if you can see here, fortunately, you can see here. I think verbal memorization techniques. There are four verbal memorization techniques. You can see here: chunking and repetition, acronym and acrostics, and songs and rhymes. Okay, building techniques. These are four verbal memorization techniques. Try to understand. Uh, Chunking. What is chunking? Number one. Chunking refers to a memory technique where you group into items together so that they are easier to remember, although our phones can do a great deal of memorizing for us. Let's be honest, who remembers their partner's phone number these days? Remembering things like your social security number or a grocery list can be helpful in everyday life. If you are managing multiple projects or teams across different locations, thinking it is great technique to memorize all of them and can save you from constantly having to look up this information. Break the location up by area, department, team size, first letter, for example, Miami, okay, Minneapolis, okay, Memphis. Each section should contain no more than 7 items. Remember, that's the magic number. Try to memorize how many items are in each category. You will find it much easier to store this information using chunking. Number two is spelling, that is mnemonics or alteration. Similar to chunking, spelling mnemonics are great tools to help you remember lists of groups. Simply use the first letter of each word to create an acronym that's easier for you to remember than the individual parts. Okay, have you had of SMART goals, the acronyms make it much easier to remember what the steps are: specific, measurable, attainable, okay, relevant, and time-based, right? If you work in HR, logistic, or accounting, you are probably used to working with acronyms. Remembering what they stand for will make your life a lot easier. So if you can't make up an acronym, try an acrostic. The idea is very similar, but instead of using the first letter of every word, you create a little poem like this, for example, always there for you, small stuff to big stuff, automate your work routine, not just your to-do list. Only to-do list is not enough. Any part of your project workflow. Workflow always helps you for memorizing the things. So number three is signing it out. Picture this, you're driving home from work and a song comes on the road or the radio that you haven't heard in years. You turn up the volume and sing along, remembering every single word. If this happens to you on occasion, your long memory stores music very well. It's a little long memory. You can use the power of lyrics and melodies to your advantage. When memorizing information, make up a catchy jingle or song in your head and turn boring or complicated things into fun tunes. Okay, the tunes are very important. That also sharpen your brain. This can be helpful when remembering your company's growth number for meeting. Just write a wide breaking out in song in the middle of an important call. Rhyming. What is rhyming? Number four. Rhyming may just be one of the easiest memorization technique. Think about nursery rhymes. They are so easy. Even little kids can remember them. When you were a small kid at school, the teacher, lady teacher, rhyming the nursery rhymes, and little little twinkle star. Oh, that's very nice. Whether you use a rhyme to remember a person's name at a networking event, okay, Romana for Asana from Asana, or Link a product name to a product line, it's definitely going to help you retain the information better. The opportunity to make something rhyme may not always arise, but when it does, it's going to make remembering something a lot easier. Number five is building technique for memorization. Much like the name suggests, this technique allows you to build on facts you already know. It uses associations and connections to broaden your expertise. The knowledge on a topic, the key to this technique is to not just memorize facts, but to learn them and connect them to your web of logic. Okay, let's say you are hiring manager and part of your job is remembering and reciting information about your company. Sure, you could write down a cheat sheet to reference important dates and numbers during interviews. But if you have memorized these facts and can recall them freely, the setting will feel much more natural to both and the person looking to work for you. Number six is repetition. Memorization, repetition is a very good technique for memorization. I still remember when I was preparing my master in English 32 years ago. I was in the city of Multan in one of the garden. In the morning. I had a prose preparing for the paper of prose of master in English, and one student he was cramming or repeating, I'm a boy, I'm a boy, I'm a boy. Oh, I said, what are you doing? After 10 minutes, I was so upset. I went to the boy, I said, hey, boy, what are you doing? I'm a boy, I'm a boy. He said, teacher gave me 20 sentences and I cannot memorize only one. And he wanted to memorize through repetition. Then I went to him, I told him, okay, this is subject, this is verb, this is object, you can change them. You can change to he. Okay, he will take is RM, is, he is. Okay, then you can say he is a boy, he is a man. You can also change the noun. Okay, so this way he makes she's a girl, she's my mother, she is my sister. So this way, when I told him the technique grammatically, he made almost 10 sentences within just 3 minutes, and he could not memorize by repeating I'm a boy, I'm a boy. The first sentence the teacher gave him. He had a lot of fear that the teacher had to beat him in the morning if he had not memorized. That's why he was repeating. So I don't personally think repeating is good, but it's a technique for memorization. Repeating something over and over again, also called rote learning. Rote learning is not a good technique. It's not just tedious, but also ineffective. You cannot do it just when you memorize the points on the fingertips, and you must be able to write English, and you can speak English and you can write English by yourself. That's the quality. But repetition or memorization, cramming, rote learning, retaism is not a quality. You need to allow your brain to encode and store the information, which takes time. That's why spaced repetition is the key. Okay, I think P.S. Howard, psychologist and author of the book, The Owner's Manual for Brain, advises that work involving lots of brain power should be spaced out to allow new neural connections to solidify. That's why some psychologists, they ask for repetition. The next time you are listening to a webinar, take notes of these things that you want to remember. Let some time pass after the webinar and work on other tasks before you turn to your notes and read them again. If you repeat this routine, study, work, break, and leave enough time for your brain to encode and store the information between study sessions, you'll be much more likely to remember it. That's why I give the break. The technique, study, work, and break. It's very good. Okay, and then we have, you can see, number 7, storytelling or linking. This technique is great for memorization. If you have a creative mind and need to remember a long list of items, it's also called linking technique, because you are linking one item to the next to create a story that will help you remember the full list. The beauty of it, you only have to remember the first item and you will be able to connect it to all others through linking. Remember that the more you exaggerate, in your story, the easier it will be to call it. The actor Barry Redman shares a great video example of how to use link or story method to remember a to-do list. Okay, though a to-do list is not enough, but really it matters. Okay, number 8 is flashcard. These are all now visual memorization techniques because flashcard is a visual memorization technique. Okay, so here for these visual manual techniques, if verbal memorization technique don't work for you, you may be a visual learner. This is like for example, you see my video, you are a visual learner now, and also you are hearing and you're actually improving your listening, and many points come to you, and you are also seeing looking at my PowerPoint slides, and they're going to help you. Okay, this is likely true if you often think it mental image. As I've given this mental image here, for visual memorization technique that can help you to understand what is storytelling, what is flashcard, what is mind map, what is lossy technique. So this is what I'm teaching you in this way. It's a new technique because we people, I did my PhD from Malaysia. A lot of new techniques, they are doing it, and they're very successful. So here are some memorization techniques that use visual to retain the information. I told you storytelling, flashcard, mind map, and lossy technique. You see here, flashcard, writing things down can help you visualize information better. You can use uh, different colors, okay, titles and subtitles to make the information more memorable. Flashcards break the information down into chunks that are easier to remember. They are a great tool to combine with spaced repetition. Ideally, you would study difficult new things more frequently than things that are easy to recall to challenge the weaker areas of your knowledge. If you don't like writing on physical flashcards, try an application like Brainscape. That's an application, okay? To study with virtual flashcards. Flashcards are a great tool to use when prepping for a pitch or a speech, and they can double as your security blankets because they are easy to hold discreetly and scan through when you are lost. Okay, mind map is good. I showed you here mind map, the third technique. Okay, mind map are wonderful techniques. They are not great for brainstorming ideas with your team, but they can also be helpful in visualizing information to remember later on. Okay, you can use a brainstorming template or create physical mind map on a whiteboard or paper because the different pieces of information are organized by serious chunks, and you can use colors and add more structure. Retaining these facts will be easier for you. You can also use the linking technique by remembering which parts are connected to one another and build bridges for your mind. Okay, so here again, the last one is Lossy technique. You may have seen this technique and be Benedict, okay, Cumberbatch portraying Sherlock Holmes. That is detective, very good films you have seen. Pakistan TV also showed Sherlock Holmes movies or detection about he was a detective and he was a spy who was, and BBC also television that the show has this very nice movies. In the show, he calls in his mind palace, and show doesn't look like technique that's accessible to anyone who has not a genuine detective. Fortunately, the Lucy or memory place, you can say it memory place. Okay, Lucy readings or memory place technique is a lot of less complicated than the show makes it out to be. It's best used to store information like faces, lists, or digits, and work similarly to the storytelling technique through linking and association. Okay, think of a place that you know inside and out, like your bedroom or your kitchen. Visualize a series of objects or location in this place, like doing your bedtime routine or making your coffee in the morning. Then associate each item that you want to memorize with the object or location. When you want to recall the information, visualize the space, go to your memory place or retrieve it. Okay, the more you use the method of this technique, easier it will get to expand the size of your memory palace. Eventually, you may be able to use your whole house to store and retrieve information. The last one, how to improve memory. Memorization, we have studied. One thing is how to improve your memory. Uh, the good news is that your brain is a muscle and memorization is a skill. With practice and time, anyone is capable of improving your memory. Number one, exercise. Number two, healthy nutrition. Number three, sleep. Exercise, if you go and have a walk half an hour or play football in the morning, so your body will be fit. Healthy body has a healthy mind. You try to understand. Healthy nutrition. If you take two apples and a green tea, that makes you more fit than you are taking a burger and you are taking a Pepsi. Burger and Pepsi are not healthy food. They are the junk food. If you are taking more chips, you are taking more, roasted chicken or something. There is the oil that is junk food. It's not helping you. Okay, so you should be healthy. If you're taking fruit salad, if you're taking vegetable salads, so that can help you. Okay, you are taking less carbohydrates, and you're taking more food that has fiber that can help you more. You have exercise and sleep also. 8 hours sleep is necessary. Just like you would tend to your body when you are workout, you need to give your brain the power to perform. Getting proper sleep, exercising regularly, and sticking to a healthy diet are all important aspects for fostering a fit and healthy brain. Health is all about balance, and just as it is for workers, balancing the project management with a triangle. Taking breaks is also essential in giving your brain the time to encode and store information. That's why if you have no health problem, you are lucky. Realize that you are the best person in the world, because maybe if some student is having diabetes will affect his memory concentration. He cannot read properly. Okay, then he has to take special care about exercise, food, insulin, or tablets or like this. So, so if some student doesn't have diabetes, he should be thankful to Allah Rahim and Kareem, because health is a nemat. It's a mercy of God on you. Okay, thank you very much. This is all about today. Okay, and do not forget, okay, to subscribe. I can give you one example of one student. She wrote in the comments for applied linguistics group today. I saw her comment. She was saying, "Teacher, upload new video." I think some students they do not go to my channel. They just go to YouTube and they write applied linguistics group, and maybe some videos they get or they do not get, because when I checked her video from which she watched, that was lecture 4. And I have already uploaded lecture 9 day before yesterday. And today I'm uploading this lecture 10. So this means she has not seen lecture 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, for which she was asking me. So then I sent her my channel's website, YouTube link, channel link, so she can be able to go all videos about BS English language, BS English literature, BS English, because from yesterday we have also started BS English linguistics first syllabus video, MPhil videos, and also videos on PhD and research proposal for MPhil in English linguistics. So better to subscribe the channel, because whenever I upload a new video, you will automatically get a message, and a video will be in your account, in the YouTube account from where you're watching. Okay, so that's why subscription is good for you. You don't need to search my videos on the YouTube, where is video, where is no. I have a lot of videos. So whenever a new video, when you subscribe, a new video comes to you automatically, you click it, you see the new video, and also it will link the old videos also. So that, for example, she has lecture 4 about BS English, but maybe she was searching for lecture 5. I'm now at lecture 10. This is lecture 10 today for our Chapter-8. So when I sent her, she might have clicked it on, and that's the solve her problem, because when she clicked on the YouTube link and she got all. But if she had subscribed, now she had subscribed, I've checked her. Now she will get every new video message, and when she click, all videos will be, BS program will be on her in the line. Okay, so that's a subscription is good for you because this is your study. You have to study and you have to get the videos. Hopefully, we are helping you. But I'm really have a lot of work in a foreign job, and also I'm a researcher. So I'm trying my best to help you, my good students. Free videos for you, and remember me in your prayers. Okay, thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe. Wait for the next video. This chapter has some more videos. Chapter 8 for study skills. I will upload, inshallah. Thank you. Bye bye.